I'm Amy Zawi with the Jerusalem Connection Red Alert Report for May 10, 2023. How can you debunk lies about Israel? Well, simply educate yourself on recent Middle East history. And when I say recent, I mean the last 150 years or so. Our goal is to combat antisemitism and the BDS, boycott, divest, and sanction movement as it manifests all over society, especially on college campuses where young people congregate and our future leaders are incubated. Israel Apartheid Week is an annual springtime event hosted on college campuses all over the U.S. by organizations whose funding is often originating in nefarious places. Not only are on-campus organizations, specifically the Students for Justice in Palestine, given an entire week to celebrate maligning the only democracy in the Middle East, oftentimes the faculty seem to cheer it all on. The guise of being an intellectual free speech event to debate the politics of Israel is absurdly transparent to its goal to foment terrorism and eliminate the state of Israel. The hate fest distributes hostility to all students, and Jewish students are often left scathed emotionally and sometimes physically. The best thing we can do to combat this week-long campaign of lies is to be the voice of truth in countering those lies. And what are those lies? And what is the truth? We can spend several hours on that topic, but I share with you this recent JNS article by college co-ed Hannah Kirsch of Binghamton University for a brief review. What is apartheid? Hannah succinctly explains it. Apartheid was a system of de jure discrimination and segregation in South Africa that existed from 1948 to 1994. During apartheid, a white minority ruled and oppressed a majority black population, with restrictions on housing, employment, and freedom of movement. The accusation that Israel is also engaging in this system of apartheid against its Arab inhabitants is the claim, and it is false. And it has never been the case. As we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the founding of the modern state of Israel, in its modern Declaration of Independence, much of it based on the book of Deuteronomy, it is the founding document that affirms that Israel will, quote, ensure complete equality of social and political rights to all its inhabitants, irrespective of religion, race, or sex. It will guarantee freedom of religion, conscience, language, education, and culture. Unquote. All citizens of Israel, whether they are Jewish, Arab, Christian, Jews, or otherwise, have the same legal rights. This is enshrined in their constitutional law. Moreover, the security wall that Israel erected after the Second Intifada is not comparable in any way to an apartheid wall in South Africa. Hannah explains, the term apartheid wall misrepresents the nature of the security barrier between Israel and parts of Judea and Samaria. This barrier, which is mostly a fence, was built to stop Palestinian terrorism after hundreds of Israelis were killed or wounded in suicide bombings, stabbings, and shootings. It does not separate people based on race or any other criteria. With those with qualms about how Palestinians in Gaza or Samaria and Judea are adjudicated, they need to direct those protests to Hamas and the Palestinian Authority, as they maintain leadership and autonomy over the Arab citizens of Gaza and the West Bank. At Harvard this year, the Palestinian Solidarity Committee, PSC, made a mock wall for the week and posted signage stating, "There is no Zionist state without racism, colonialism, and ethnic cleansing." The West Coast elite schools also had their theatrics, with UC Berkeley building a mock wall in the center campus. Bears for Palestine, BFP, posted on their social media, "Help us paint our own wall as a reclamation and way to understand the call to Palestinian liberation." All of these accusations of discrimination, oppression, racial separation, genocide, and more are untrue and unsubstantiated, but presented as academic facts to students with no counter voice. Study the security wall, study Israel's founding documents, study the daily life of Israeli Arabs, and one can plainly see these accusations are false. And liberate whom from what? What does liberate mean in this context? Jewish presence in the land of modern Israel dates back over 3,000 years, and the archaeological record as well as the written record prove this. One cannot colonize their own native lands. Moreover, a careful examination of the modern age of Zionism is that the lands acquired by European Jews before World War II were done so via legal, legitimate land purchases. The land in the British Mandate given over for the establishment of the modern state of Israel was mostly public land, 77% in fact. Of those lands that the British took over from the Ottoman Empire were undeveloped desert lands, and that was the part of the British partition plan mandated for an Israel. Look at what liberation truly means to the Palestinian leadership mindset. It is not a peace plan for two states to live side by side in mutual engagement of prosperity and security. No, to them it is the elimination of the nation of Israel, and we know this from their own words. For example, on March 9, 2023, Palestinian Authority advisor Mahmoud Abhabash explained that, quote, liberation means eliminating the state of Israel, even if it's done so in stages. UC Davis, SJP, also encouraged attendees to support Palestinian liberation movement, knowing full well that this means actually eliminating Israel, the Jewish people, and their presence in the Middle East. Camera on Campus is doing what it can in organizing efforts to disrupt the lies during these Israel Apartheid weeks. In 2021, Camera started providing resources and information to student groups, Zionist groups on campus, to help them be a counter voice to this hosting of hostile lies like colleges seem to want to envelop. We are grateful to Camera and all the help that they are providing, especially to the Binghamton students who are combating their own Israel Apartheid Week. Please help us continue to work with Christian students attending U.S. colleges by offering scholarship funds for a study abroad opportunity at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. Students having a first-hand experience and knowledge of Israel for a whole semester can also counter lies on campus when they get home by sharing their own everyday experience in the marvelous land of Israel and among all its wonderful people. Shavua Tov, and have a great week.